Welcome back, everyone. Today is an exciting lesson. We're going to talk about the Amazon bestseller ranking. So, what is exactly the BSR? BSR is the bestseller rank. It shows how well the product is selling. The lower the number means the more sales. It's found under the product information on all listings, any active listing, and even if it's an inactive listing, you'll still see the BSR, but it's going to be a huge number, which is not doing well. Updates every hour. So based on recent sales or the frequency of sales, it keeps updating the BSR. And it's also separate ranking for each category. There are main categories and there are subcategories under the main categories. I call them top level categories or subcategories, and they're different from one another. So where do we find the BSR? If we scroll down in the product page, which by the way, I'll demonstrate that to you in a second. If you scroll down on the product page, you'll find the BSR. You might see multiple rankings. Sometimes you can see even 3 rankings. Again, we'll go over that in a bit. For an example here, you could see 183 in home and kitchen. This is the main category or the top level category, and then number 5 in reusable food storage. By the way, anything you find 183 or anything below the 1000, these are high value listings. All right, so let's read the BSR like a pro. I want you to really get familiar with understanding BSR because ultimately this is going to help you find the right product. Top 1 to 1000 are considered hot sellers. These are selling daily, but not only daily, probably hourly. 1000 to 10,000 are really good deals. If you could find anything between the 1000 to 10,000, you hit the jackpot. They're very consistent sellers. 10,000 to 100,000 is the sweet spot. If you can find anything between the 10,000 to 100,000, realistically, when you start, you'll probably start finding products that are between the 22,000 to the 150,000, even probably less than that. Maybe 20,000 to 80,000. These are really good products. They sell not as frequent as the one above it, but they are where you're probably going to start with. 100,000 plus is low demand. That doesn't mean you shouldn't buy any products with 100,000 plus, because remember, it really depends on the profit margins. It depends on the type of product you bought. It depends on the price of that product. And if you wait a couple days before you sell that product, that's okay. So sometimes I have a mixture of products that are between the 10,000 to 100,000, sometimes between the 100,000 and 200,000 that sit a little bit slower, but then they have better margins. So sometimes you have to play the game between volume and profit margins. Reminder, the BSR shifts constantly based on the new orders. All right, so why BSR should matter to you, especially when you start selling on Amazon, or even anytime when you're doing retail arbitrage. It's very important for you to watch for the BSR because it really can make or break the type of product you buy. It's a fast way to judge the product demand. It's a great tool when you scout for new products. If you combine it with Keepa and Seller Amp for deeper analysis, you could see the frequencies, or you could see the historical data and the patterns of that BSR. It tells you how often other sellers are running out of this product, or it even tells you if it's selling more than 1 unit or 2 units or 3 units or maybe 10 units a day. You could see all of that when you look at these tools. But I don't want you to obsess over the BSR. I want you to have the general idea, a solid understanding of what BSR is, because it's going to be one of the criterias that will make you sort of make a decision to buy a product or not to buy it. All right, let's talk about quick BSR tips. Use it to validate demand, not chase trends. Remember that. Always check the historical BSR trends. Keepa is a really good source. We'll talk about this. I actually created a huge blog about Keepa. I'll add more information below in the documents below this section. Subcategory rankings matter more for niche products. And then stay profit focused. Don't get distracted by low BSR alone, because sometimes When you look at low BSR, that means it's moving really fast, but then the profit margins are very, very slim. There's either high competition and they do price wars, and you don't want to get stuck in those scenarios. So again, it really depends on where you are in the process of selling. If you have better threshold, or if you can stomach higher volume and lower margins, this is something we can discuss. We'll probably have some weekly updates on these, and see how people think about what type of strategy you want to follow. It's all about strategies. All right, so now let's head over to Amazon.com and see what BSR looks like. All right, here we are on Amazon.com. And if you haven't ever clicked on this, you could actually see what the bestseller is here. It does give you that. If you click on that, you'll see number one. Let's just take a look at what number one. Obviously, this is not a product we can sell as a retail arbitrage. You'd be lucky to list the Stanley. You can see actually Keepa here. It's kind of funny. It does show you the rank of this product. This is the BSR. And then the number of sales that are happening here. All right, but let's take a look and locate where BSR is. Again, this is the number one bestseller in the main category, home and kitchen. All right, and then if you go down, by the way, this is where you could see all of the information about Keepa. We'll talk about this one in depth. But the goal is to locate the BSR. And you could find it right here. Bestseller rank. You can see number one in kitchen and dining. This is the top level category, or the main category, kitchen and dining. And then number three in tumblers and water glasses. If you click here, you'll see all the bestsellers. You have number one, number two, number three. You could actually see all of the products lined up here. But that's going to be a little bit irrelevant for us today. Let's go find another product. Let's see something that's not a bestseller, because it's kind of hard to land these. You could choose the categories you want. Let's go to new releases. Clothing and jewelries. See how the numbers are. Or even if you type spatula. Sparkling water. Oh, let's do sparkling water. And then find any product. By the way, what you see right here, this analysis, is a plugin that I use. And it's called Jungle Scout. Let's click on this product. All right, so this product is right here. Let's take a look at the BSR for this product. You have the ASIN, obviously, talk about that as well. Bestseller rank, it's number 140 in grocery gourmet food. This is the top level category, or the main category. And then you can see number 17 in carbonated drinking water. In some categories, you would see top level category, subcategory, and another subcategory. I used to see that a lot in clothing. So let's go ahead and figure out if we can see clothing. Let's try base layer. So you can see here, it's number one. Well, we're choosing number one. I don't want to choose number one. Let's choose something else. Let's see this product. And again, if you get lost, just scroll down and you'll see where you can find the bestseller rank. And it's right here. You can see men's best base layers, which is 225. This means it sells pretty frequently. Or you could see right here. Oh, this is actually interesting. This is the type of categories that has a main category. You could see right here, bestseller rank is 555,000 in clothing. This is a slow seller, even though it shows in the subcategory. This is a niche in subcategories. Men base layer, it shows 225, and then men's cycling clothing 3,400. Yes, these are really good number here, but if you look at the actual bestseller rank, it's 555,000. So doesn't really sell that many. We can actually see how often this product sells. This is Jungle Scout, and it will tell you monthly units sold is 30. So it seems like it sells 1 unit a day. Oh, there you go. Daily units sold, 1 unit. And that's at 500,000. All right, well, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.